Done.
Adrien, welcome, sir. It's good to have you on, my friend.
Thanks, James. Appreciate being here, mate.
Listening. Adrian's an incredibly cool cat. We've been working together now. You've been on the crew for 9 months. It'll be about that.
It's coming up to that, yeah.
Coming up to 9 months. Adrian's a dad. He's a husband. He's a business owner, an incredible builder. Mamet Homes. Now, did I pronounce that correct? Mamet.
Mamet Homes, yeah.
Mamet Homes. There we go. Yeah, I'm an Australian, mate. We can't pronounce anything that's not James or Jack. But dude, it's a real pleasure to have you on here because you've been absolutely exceptional, on the program. I mean, where I want to start is before you signed up with us, what was going on for you in life? What did life look like?
Oh, mate, it was hectic, eh? It's I've always been someone who's just balls to the wall, and I think learned off my dad that, really speaking, the way to look after your family was to work hard, and there was honour in working yourself into the ground. As long as you showed that you were really flat stick working, no one could diss you, And I think, by the time I found you guys, I realised I was starting to really work myself into the ground. I realised that I wasn't long for this world if I kept going the way I was going.
In what way were you working yourself into the ground? What did that look like?
Oh, mate, look, I grew up as a shop fitter. So for me, an average week was sort of 80 hours. Big week was topping 90 to 100 hours, the amount of times I'd sleep on site and things like that. And then, I got into my own company and thankfully reduced those hours. But, mate, it was still hard, for the last sort of 15, 20 years, I just dreaded waking up. It was just such a hard slog. So, it was just trying to get out of bed was difficult.
Did you do anything to try and help with that?
Yeah. I drank myself to sleep every night. I steady diet of caffeine, nicotine, anything that would pump you up during the day, and then whatever you could have at night to try and make you crash and get to sleep. It's just constantly up and down.
Mate, you're selling me on the life of a shoplifter. I might have to go do another trade.
Mate, it's shocking. Yeah, the money was good. But it took its toll. It's I remember by the time my daughter turned 4, I'd missed 3 of her birthdays, and
how was that?
That was gut wrenching. It was on her 4th birthday where I was in a state doing another job, and that's when I went, I can't keep doing this. I've got to do something that allows me the freedom to be at home, and that's when I decided to go from a builder's license and start my own company as a builder.
And how did the transition into building? How did the transition into building? What did that change for you?
Stupidly, I thought I'd get that freedom, and to some degree, I did. But I ended up working just as many hours. It was just at home, so although I was at home, I still wasn't present. And that was probably the hardest thing to come to terms with, especially now I'm nearing 50. I'm just realising that I missed out on a shitload because my head was in the game rather than with the family. I've only just realised after meeting you guys what truly being present meant.
Well, so why did you decide to sign up and actually, join the program and get a hand?
Yeah, all right, that's a good one. So, no disrespect, man. You used to come up on my feed for about last year, and I still remember there was one meme or one shot of you, and you got a pillow on your head, And I used to look at that and go, what's this joker on about, And unbeknownst to me, I think that was the universe going, mate, you need this. I was too stupid to pick it up. And it was about September last year where I had a shitload of things going on in my life. And the more research I was doing into another startup that we were looking at, the more I realised I was starting to really struggle with my mental health. And I realised that, my drinking and the nicotine and all that just wasn't helping me. And, being a business owner, I'd spend a lot of time and a lot of money on business coaches to improve my business. But I hadn't spent any money on myself. I hadn't even looked after myself. I was doing the opposite to myself that I was doing to my business. And one day I saw a video and you were standing up, or I dare say it would have been in front of an uncommon group, and you're chatting to a whole heap of gentlemen there, and I just went, this cat knows what he's doing. And it was literally that second. I just went, hit, and mate, you started responding straight away. That's the sort of bloke you are, and it sucked me in, and so 100% thankful.
I'm glad. And so if we come back a little bit, you said you spent thousands on business coaching, you did all that, but you never spent anything on yourself.
Nah.
Why didn't you ever spend anything on yourself in the past?
The way I was brought up, I was always spending things on my family, never me. That was just the way I was brought up. Like, I remember when I was shop fitting, just to save money, the bags of rags had come in at 6 o'clock in the morning or 5:30 in the morning into the factory. I'd be scooting through those because there'd be T-shirts in there. I'd be like, shit, yeah, that'll do me for a couple of months, All the money went to the family, So, the thought of spending money on me personally was really foreign.
And so, okay, so whenever we, like, this is super common within business owners, a lot of the time we'll only ever put money into the business because you can see a tangible, direct return on investment. Has there actually been any investment since you started investing in you again? Have you actually been able to make any money out of spending money on you?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's so strange, man. Since jumping on board with Liam and having him starting to coach me, I remember right at the beginning, you said, look, we got to get you off, the nicotine and the caffeine, and we'll start meditating, get off the gluten and the dairy. And I went, yeah, cool, we can do that. And he goes, yeah, we'll do it slowly, bit by bit. And I went, I don't have time slowly, mate. I'm balls to the wall. Let's just do it now. Let's just dump the lot. And I started meditating and breathing, and they were probably two of the biggest changes that I made that had the most impact. And the impact was seen within weeks. It was just insane.
What impact did you see?
So first of all, I'm the sort of guy that when I used to see people meditating and all that, like I'd see people down the beach and they'd be sitting down and, doing the whole bit. And I'd be walking past and going, a few screws loose there. When I started doing it, what I realized was things just seem to work out positively for you. Things just tend to appear in your life. And the more I did it, the more I realized that these things were always appearing there. It's just that I wasn't vibrating at the right frequency to be able to pick up on what was getting put down in front of me. Once I was able to meditate and slow down and breathe and be more present, I started picking up on these things, and there's just so many incredible things that would happen. It's mind blowing.
Is there anything in particular that stood out for you that you finally noticed when you actually did slow down for a sec?
Yeah. There's one, and it's mundane, but I was sitting here in the office, and I got a phone call from this dude. And he'd driven past one of our building sites and said, look, I'm selling shower screens. We supply and install shower screens. And I was like, okay, cool. I said, whereabouts are you? And it turns out he's 5-10 minutes around the corner. I went, look, I've got half an hour spare at the moment, before I go to a meeting. Pull in, let's have a look at what you got, He was literally seated at my left-hand side there, and we were going through the documents, and my supervisor Brad rang up and he said, look, the guy we had lined up to do the shower screens on one of our projects had pulled out. We need to find someone else. And I just went, no worries, I've got one. I gave it straight to him, and 2 days later we had the shower screens in, and not only were they in, but they cost me $20 more than if I was to buy it off the shelf, and this guy installed it for me. So in the long run, it was not only cheaper, the product was better, and I had to do nothing. He was here. And that's when I just went, all right, this is working. This stuff's working.
You got it. Yeah. Welcome to the real world, huh?
Yeah, man. Life's easy. Life's easy now.
100%. That's what it should be, man. I think, I get, dude, I talk to a lot of guys, particularly in business, and it's always a grind. It's always hustle. It's always more. And as soon as you take a little bit of time for you, oh shit, there are opportunities left, right, and center, and things get easy, right?
Big time.
And so, okay, you've gone and you started doing your meditation, you started doing a little bit of breath work and whatnot. What else has been impactful for you? What else are the other needle movers that really ramp things up for you?
In what way?
In terms of, well, let's look at it first of all from a business perspective, and then we'll go and we'll look on the rest of life perspective. Like from a business perspective, are there any ways now in which you're performing better, which is allowing you to do more?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Because I'm sleeping better, and I start my day off with my intentions set. I get through in a day now what used to take me 3 or 4 days before, because my head wasn't there. I was all over the place, and I was putting out fires instead of going, right, this is what I'm doing now. I was just bang, 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 just get it done. Nail it out, and splitting the day up into quarters and just having 4 quarters. So even if one quarter doesn't work well, right, like footy, I've still got a few other quarters there to make up for it. It's fine. And the result has been absolutely phenomenal. Like, we've just put together a marketing campaign. We're branching out into one arm of the business. Something that probably would have taken me, I'd say, 6 to 8 months, last year. We managed to get this marketing campaign done in, I think it's just on 3 weeks, and it's ready to go. Yeah,
right. Yeah. And then has that in turn had an effect on like the bottom line within the business?
It's about to have a huge effect. Yeah, massive.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's allowing me to bring the type of projects in that don't require much of myself. Like I've systemized it. My project manager and my office girls can basically run the project, which frees me up to follow my other passions and my other startups. So yeah, it's been huge.
Very cool. And then we'll 100% we'll get back to the other passions in a sec, because I know you're going to want to talk about that. Family wise, when you have been able to now can do what you used to do in 4 days and do it in 1, what effect has that had on the way you are with your kids and with your family?
Mate, unfortunately for me, like, my kids have moved out, bar one's still here, but he's living his own life. But that being said, it's given me the opportunity to be able to go, like my daughter's managing a property up in Cowan, North Queensland. So we're now looking at, taking off a couple of weeks in June, and we'll head up there. Something that would have been totally out of place for me, last year. Like there was no way known. 3.5 weeks at Christmas, that's it. That was it. Now, we're looking to go on to Vanuatu in a couple of weeks until the cyclones hit, and that's not happening now. But it just allows me to take time off, and I think being more present, I've found the relationship with my wife's changed. We've found that spark again. We're best mates and have been for a long time. But the grind of business life really was taking its toll on her. I wasn't the bloke that she married. I'll put my hand up. And that was taking a toll on our relationship, And since then, I've we make sure that, the first 2 hours of the day are ours. I do my breathing, I meditate, and if I don't do it, she gets up and she's like, "Hey, it's time. Get in the room. Start your breathing. We need to go on the walk. And that's the other thing. We go for our morning walks. We do 5Ks minimum every day. We try to hit for about 100, 120Ks a month. And we just chat. It's something that we haven't done for years.
What effect has that had on her?
Oh, huge. You should see her grinning. She got the most beautiful smile, and it was hidden for so long. Now I see it every day.
And so, okay, so business is crushing it. Relationships are crushing it. You've got more time able to do the other stuff. You're also creating at a really, really high level. Can you run us through what you got going with Build Up at both Australia and Build Up Apprentice?
Yeah, right. So essentially what happened was, for a long time, I've been meeting with about 8 other builders, once a month, face-to-face. And that was part of me trying to improve my own business. And, the more you give in those meetings, the more you get out of it. And what I found was each of our businesses was starting to really level up, just through that shared relatability and commonality of business. About this time last year, was almost this time to the date, we had a meeting, and one of the members had put his hand up and basically looked at us all and went, I'm struggling at the moment, due to COVID and the pressures put on everyone. And I thought, yeah, right, well, stop the meeting. And I said, look, who here has sat at their desk or sat in traffic and just thought to themselves, why the hell am I doing this? What's the purpose here? And within a second, every hand went up. And at that point there, I realized that, we got a massive mental health issue within the construction industry. And there's a lot of initiatives out there to try and help people within the industry to overcome mental health. But what I noticed was all the initiatives are there to help us as business owners look after our apprentices and look after our employees. There was nothing there that was specifically designed for a business owner to look after his own mental health. Sure, you got Are You OK Day and all these initiatives, but as a business owner, I can't go to one of my guys and go, "Hey, Joe, come over here, man. I need to chat to someone. I'm not feeling it. This client, they're owing me $30,000. They're not paying, and it's just doing my head in. Do you mind if I have a chat about it?" If I did that, Joe would be out there looking for a new job tomorrow. He'd be writing out his resume and looking for a new builder to work with. So I realised that a lot of construction business owners tend to internalise and they hide it all from their partners and everything. So that was the day that the seed was planted, and I realised that we needed to get more construction business owners together once a month, just chatting, talking to each other. Get proactive on it, help each other out with their businesses, and the result of that would be reduced mental health issues.
Epic. And why did you decide to do that? Because there's a lot of people who've known about this for ages, but you actually did it. Why did you do it?
I don't know. Stupidity.
Too much energy. Well, I think we'll take credit for that, mate. You got too much energy and too much time and too much money now.
Yeah, it's I suppose it's that. If not me, then who? I realised that. It had been sitting there for a long time, but no one else had picked up that mantle and done anything about it. And I thought, well, I'm not the sort of guy that sits around and waits for someone else to do something if I can get out there and do it myself. I started writing the mission statement, and it just flowed on from there. And it was a real grind. I've got to admit, it was a real grind up till about September last year when I met you guys. It was really hard. And prior to meeting you guys, I actually thought I was ready to give it up.
Really?
100%. Number one, I was working myself to the ground. Other business was really starting to struggle. I put way too much on the other guys, and I wasn't really helping out. And then that negative demon came in. No, it's not going to work. It's not a good idea. It's not going to float. And I think it was when that started tweaking in my head. It was actually my wife. She's like, we need to meditate or do something, do sound bowls. So I went and did that, and I realised that I was not in a good headspace, and if I wanted to carry through and get this going, I had to fix myself first. So that was where, I really nearly gave it up last year.
Burnout's a bitch, isn't it, man? I look at that old statistic, right? It's like 9 out of 10 business owners fail within the first year, then 9 in 10 in the next 5 years, and so on and so forth. A lot of people, I reckon, they blame it that you're just not good at business, or you can't do sales or something like that. I was like, I reckon what a load of shit. You burn out. Burnout is the biggest killer of businesses worldwide.
100%, 100%. And the problem is, it's an insidious, creeping motherfucker. It's not like it hits you. Oh, I'm burnt out. It happens slowly, bit by bit, so you don't even realize until you hit that point, and you're like, you're burnt out, and you don't know how to get out of it. It's insidious the way it creeps on you.
It's just there. It's just one little bit. It's what we call it, death by 1,000 cuts.
100%. That's it.
A little bit, and then all of a sudden, bang, it all goes poof. So, okay, so if someone's listening to this and they're where you were 9 months ago, they're feeling that, and they're feeling the weight on the shoulders, that pressure, what would you tell them to do?
Mate, number one, get in touch with you guys. Like, pick up that phone. Learn to spend a bit of money on yourself. You owe it to yourself, I'm all for counsellors out there. They're going to help you through at your darkest times. But at the end of the day, those sorts of initiatives and all that, I still call them a bit of a Band-Aid fix. Like, they're there to get you out of that bottom of the pit, but you still got to do something. You still need to forge ahead, and the only person that can get you out of that is you. But you need help. You need someone who's going to be there to coach you out of that, and to be your advocate. I think a lot of business owners, we don't have an advocate that is there for us. And like Liam, he was a young fella, and he was always there for me, no matter what. As you were, and Josh and the whole crew. It's and then mate, get to uncommon. Get to uncommon and get to abundant, man. If you getting in a room full of blokes who are in the same position as you and all traveling that same direction, the magic I saw in those 2 days was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Mate, get there. Just do it.
100%. Well, that's really cool, man. Well, dude, is there anything that you'd like to say before we wrap this episode up?
Mate, thank you.
Right back at you, dude. Thanks for being awesome.
Appreciate it. No, it was,
Appreciate it.
thank you all.
A pleasure, man.
Seriously, I don't think I'd be here if it wasn't for you guys.
Well, I'm glad you are, because you're going to do some cool shit over the coming years.
Hells yeah. Can't wait. Can't wait.
Very humbled by that, Adrien.
Yeah. Appreciate you.
Likewise. Thanks, man. And thank you very much for your time, and thank you for sharing your story.
No worries, James. Good on you, mate.
Appreciate you, man.
Cheers.